I want to sing Turkey in the Straw. You know,
Why? What?
Turkey in the Straw.
Why?
Remember that song, Turkey in the Straw?
Yes,
That's a,
now it's going to be in my head all
I
day.
know,
Thank you.
it's a good song. It's a right cool little song. Happy Hump Day, y'all.
Happy Hump Day.
It is Wednesday, and folks in the United States have been calling it Hump Day since the 1960s. Did you know that's when it kind of kicked out? Before that, it was just another work day that happened to fall in the middle of the week. Office workers are credited with naming Wednesday's Hump Day. The reason, maybe, is that Hump Monday and Tuesday seem so far away from the beginning of the end of the traditional 5 day work week. So the optimistic said the top of the hump was the beginning of the downhill slide to the next weekend. Did you follow that?
True. I understood every bit of it.
Is it true that Americans live for the weekends?
I would say yes.
They made, when did you start making your plans for the weekend? Sometime maybe Monday afternoon?
I never made plans because I never knew when I was going to have to work.
If it's true, does that mean that production is not so good at the beginning of the week? Produce as much at the beginning of the week as they do after hump day when they're all energized and ready to rock and roll and looking forward to the weekend?
Bring up very good points.
If that's the case, why not just start the work week on Wednesday, but require workers to produce the same amount of work in 3 days as they are now paid to do in 5 days? If they actually got the required production handled in just 3 days, then pay them for 3 days and give them 2 extra days off. That way they could party on the traditional weekends of Saturday and Sundays, rest for 2 days, maybe do some house and yard chores, then report to work on Wednesday, refreshed and ready to work. They would lose a couple of days' pay, but they would still get the same amount of work done.
Why don't we do this? Let's just get everybody back to work first.
It would be okay, too. That's just a thought I had this last night as I was thinking about things.
I got so
was
tickled.
Getting ready for Friday Night Football.
Yes.
That's what I prepare for.
I got so tickled listening to one of the guys on the radio this morning on the ham radio was saying that, federal government, the way it works is usually if you're getting ready to retire, you have to put your papers in 3 months ahead of time.
Yeah.
So he decided, that's what I'm going to do. But guess what? He can't do it because the government's shut down.
They can't take the papers.
It was the way he said it. I just started laughing. I was like,
well, y'all, good morning. I'm Rayford Brown, always thinking out loud sometimes. And what I'm thinking about that I don't talk about, you don't want to know.
No, you don't.
It's scary.
And good morning, I'm Lee Barrows.
And Chris is off today. He's got some chores to do.
He's got some chores.
He's got some chores.
I did mine yesterday. I did my yard yesterday.
Oh, my. When they have a yard sale, when does it? You've heard of these things called yard sales, right?
Oh, most definitely.
Does that mean that you order something from the people that have supplies and whatever, and you order a yard of stuff,
right?
Because you want enough to fill up your whole yard, like a place that sells concrete. They sell it by the yard, right? Yes. I want a yard worth of concrete, and I get there, I want to fill up the whole yard with it for that $4 a yard or whatever it costs. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
It should.
Well, today after this show, I'm going to go get my winter weed and feed to put down on the lawn, being it's going to rain this afternoon. Be a good time to put it down.
Yeah. 2 hurricanes vanish from the maps. Another one pops up. Well, technically, it's a tropical storm right now with maximum sustained winds of about, 50 miles an hour. But Jerry, as it's named, I guess is looking for Ben.
I said it was looking for Tom, and you said it was looking for Ben.
Want some ice cream, okay? So Jerry will soon pull on his big boy britches and receive the coveted title of hurricane. That should happen tomorrow. That's trivial news because regardless of what occurs with this hurricane, once it becomes one, it's not going to have any impact, according to the National Hurricane Service current forecast, on any land masses, other than perhaps down in the islands. But it's going to pass north of that as a tropical storm and they'll get waves and whatever as a tropical storm. But the good news is the United States mainland will be spared unless it really develops into something bigger than they're predicting. And we should not get much of anything along the beaches, which will be good for the Outer Banks because they don't need any more. They've had enough. 9 houses are gone now.
Yes, 9.
Moving westward, Jerry is getting ready to turn more northward over the next day or so as it gains strength, and that will take it away from the U.S. mainland, and that's good. On the current projected path, and that, of course, is subject to change. It is a hurricane. Jerry will pass west of Bermuda. No, it will pass east of Bermuda. East, this side of Bermuda, on the European side of Bermuda.
That way.
It was going to go on the other side between Bermuda and the United States, but it's now the projected course has been changed. And that will be good. Depending on how big the storm is and how it gets to be that big in its final course, the southern coast could see minimal impact of that storm, from that storm. So up Bermuda. So
Right.
that's good. But along the Outer Banks in particular, already damaged by heavy surf conditions, more of the same could be devastating. Bottom line, of course, keep your eyes and ears on the official forecast from the National Hurricane Center. Listening to all of the wannabe experts will drive you into a state of confusion, much like listening to a room filled with 5-year-olds who have nothing better to offer than never-ending chatter. Now, along our coast,
Yes.
we have a coastal advisory. Today, there's a gale warning from Cape Hatteras all the way to Cape Fear, out to 100 miles offshore. Yeah, buddy.
That's quite a ways.
Southwesterly winds today, 5 to 15 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet. Scattered showers and thunderstorms tonight. North to northwest winds, they're going to be building 15 to 25. Northeasterly 20 to 30. Seas 4 to 5 feet, building to 5 to 9 overnight. The further offshore you go, the bigger the waves will be. Numerous showers and scattered thunderstorms are going to be in abundance. Thursday, tomorrow, northeasterly winds 20 to 30 knots, increasing 25 to 35. Seas 7 to 12 feet offshore. Numerous showers and scattered thunderstorms. You're picking up a common theme here, rain.
Yes.
Thursday night, to northeasterly winds 25 to 35, seas 7 to 13 feet. Showers, slight chance of thunderstorms. Friday, easterly winds 25 to 30, seas 7 to 13 feet. Friday, they do not mention any chance of rain. Friday night, easterly winds 20 to 30 knots, increasing to 25 to 35, seas 8 to 14 feet. They do not mention any chance of rain. Saturday, east to northeast winds 30 to 40 knots, seas 11 to 18 feet. They don't mention any chance of rain. Saturday night, north to northeasterly winds 35 to 45, seas 10 to 18 feet. They don't mention any chance of rain. Sunday, north to northwest winds 30 to 40 knots, becoming west to northwest, seas 10 to 17 feet. They don't mention chance of rain. And finally, Sunday night, west to northwest winds 30 to 40, seas 9 to 16 feet. They, again, do not mention any chance of rain. However, there is a chance of rain, just depending upon what day it will be. We don't know. It could be significant. It might stay along right on the beaches on the coastal area. We don't know. So be advised. There is a coastal flood advisory.
It's pretty much the same thing I have with the local weather as far as on land. Doesn't mention any chance of rain this weekend, but
there is a chance of something anytime.
There's a good chance of something.
Yeah, the coastal flood advisory will go into effect 7 o'clock tomorrow morning and will remain that way through 8 o'clock next Monday. 1 to 2 feet of inundation above ground level expected in low-lying areas near shorelines and tidal waterways. Along the sounds, those big sounds, and along the beaches, you can expect higher tides. They call them king tides. We do have a full moon we're having to deal with as well right now. So full moon high tides
combination.
are whatever. So we'll be talking more about it towards the weekend as well.
Yes.
Now, one of the reasons we're mentioning it is because there's a big event Saturday, National Night Out,
Yes.
Saturday afternoon
Lots
until
of
early
events.
Saturday evening. Lots of events, lots going on. A lot is dependent upon what's going to happen. The final say-so will happen at 10 a.m. Saturday morning. The police department or whoever's going to make the call will make the call, put out the information on social media. We will have it on our website, our Facebook page. We will put it there after 10 o'clock on Saturday, just in case.
Right.
Of course, if anything happens prior to that, we'll let you know too. Okay. So
wow.
There we go.
There we go.
That's
just wait and see.
Wasn't here to do weather, but you know.
Well, besides National Night Out,
a lot of other things are happening.
We have the Mum Fest in Newburgh.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
There was just so much going on this upcoming weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I do hope and pray if something happens and they reschedule National Night Out, it's not the next weekend.
Why?
Because we have that big golf tournament on base the following weekend.
Oh, yeah. That could be an issue.
And then the weekend after that is Dancing Stars of Onslow. And I've got my tickets.
That's good. That's a good.
Have you got your tickets?
I am told that I do.
Good.
I don't know nothing. Speaking of tickets, Friday Night Football.
That's right. We should.
What
is going on out there?
There's a siren out there going somewhere.
Yes.
Not unusual. Got the door open because it feels good outside. 3 words. Sea, turtle, Minnesota. Sea is in the ocean. Sea and turtle. Okay. Got it. They go together, right?
Yes, they do. Sea turtles, yes.
I got it. Loggerheads, canvasback, and other turtles love to spend their lives from the time they're hatched until they die in, under, or near the sea. The sea means ocean for those who are from North Dakota and other similar places with no access to any oceans. Oceans mean salt water. That doesn't mean the Great Lakes. There are waterways that lead to the ocean, lots of them. That doesn't mean there's salt water. It doesn't mean the sea turtles live there.
Absolutely right.
Well, a rescued and rehabilitated sea turtle who has lived for almost 10 years in a rehab facility at Surf City, the one here in North Carolina, not the one in New Jersey, is going to a new home. We don't often think of Minnesota as being anywhere near a beach, right? But Hudson Bay, full of salt water, is only a few hundred miles from Minneapolis, so the folks there are as close to seawater as those in western Tennessee. Nevertheless, this turtle that was sent to the Karen Beasley Turtle Rescue Facility back in 2016 is heading for a larger home at the Minnesota Zoo at the end of October.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
The zoo offers a big 250,000-gallon Atlantic Reef exhibit, a tank 50 times bigger than her current pool. Snooky is the turtle's name.
Oh, that is really cool.
Snooky has a condition, was injured up in New Jersey, I think, and was sent here back in 2016 for rehab. We've got a great turtle rehabilitation center here.
Yes, we do. Have you ever been there?
Yeah. And
yeah, it's really cool.
I know I had met Karen Beasley. She was the daughter of Fred, and I forgot the mom's name. Fred Beasley was an FBI agent. It's a friend of mine, and his wife, a beautiful lady, and they lost their daughter Karen. Mm-hmm. And Mama started came up with this idea. So full speed ahead.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool place to go visit.
Yeah. Snooky has a condition that prevents her from being returned to the wild because Snooky is positively buoyant. She cannot swim to the bottom of the ocean.
Oh.
Without weight, I have a problem getting to the bottom of the ocean. You got to add weight. I suggested to Robbie last night that, as in divers, most of us have enough blubber on us that we don't sink real easy. And we put lead weights on us, right? That takes us to the bottom. Well, then we got to come up. So then we have this little vest on. You pump air into it from your dive tank, and you pump a little air into it, and it sends you up. Why can't we just equip Snooky with some lead weights, some diver's weights, and a vest. So, and teach her how to hit the button to let her come up when she wanted to hit the surface.
Snooky, enjoy Minnesota.
That's not going to happen. But anyway, she's going to have a nice home there. And I'm sure there's plenty of shallow waters and rocks and things for her to feed.
I think that's
some
pretty
of the
cool.
growth. Saltwater aquarium, of course. So she'll be able to do that.
There was one crossing the road down here on Country Club
Not a sea
yesterday
turtle.
morning, and not a sea turtle, but a turtle. And I had to stop and get out and move him out
It's
of the
probably
road.
the one that was back here in my yard.
Yeah,
'cause
he's about like this
Yep,
big.
I had to move him.
Yeah,
I had to
he's
move
a
him.
traveler.
A couple of times. Oh, those things can move. When we lived on Henderson Drive, there was one that came up every year and stayed in the backyard. Had no idea because it was fenced in how that sucker got in there.
Same thing with me.
It came in and played in the yard for months at a time. I had a bunch of pictures.
I
of them.
had a couple of them at, one big one and then one smaller one
Mhm.
get into the backyard, and my poor dog just harassed them so bad. I finally had to go out and get them up and put them over near the ditch.
Yeah.
But
They'll
yeah,
come
there's
back if
just
they're
a
not careful.
oh yeah, they'll come back.
Yeah.
Earlier we were talking about, we were kidding about Jerry looking for Ben.
Yeah.
The hurricane. You do know that Ben and Jerry split up. Did you know that?
I didn't know there were ever a couple.
Yeah. The ice cream place.
Oh,
Ben and Jerry's co-founder, Jerry Greenfield, actually is leaving the ice cream brand after 47 years.
he's had enough ice cream.
Saying that the independence it once had to speak up about social issues
Oh,
has been stifled by his parent company, Unilever. So when you said that Jerry was looking for Ben, I had to laugh this morning.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know they were still alive, to be honest with you.
It was just announced just last week.
Well, he's got enough money. He can leave and then say whatever he wants to and probably buy all the ice cream he wants of any flavor.
For more than
Any
20
brand.
years under their ownership, Ben and Jerry stood up and spoke out in support of peace,
Yep.
justice, and human rights, not as abstract concepts, but in relation to real events happening in the world.
Well, sometimes peace requires something more than just being peaceful.
Well, Jerry
Peace
felt like
is
that
hard.
standing up for the values of all of this was more important, and he didn't like being silenced by the
Well,
parent company.
Talk up, dude. You got all the money you need.
And tensions
Yeah.
arose not between Ben and Jerry, but with Ben and Jerry towards his parent company.
All right. Well,
I had heard that. I was wondering, what does that mean? Is it going to say Ben and Jerry's
Oh,
now? Or
it's-
is it just going to say
it-
Ben's?
yeah. How about binless?
Benless. And talking about ice cream,
I would like to have some.
whenever I go to this one store and I see it's on sale for two for $6,
Mhm.
I will text Rayford, it's 2 for $6 today.
And 4 cartons later.
A week later, I went in there, it was 2 for $8. It went
Yes,
up.
I know.
I'm like, what? What has changed?
I don't know, but the price of gasoline jumped yesterday.
I need to get some more. I
Ben
didn't quite
Wawa
fill out.
or Wawa, Wawa.
Wawa.
Yeah, it was down at about 255 or something. That was 299 yesterday.
$2.99.
Yeah, I had to slip right on over to my favorite big box store,
What was
Sam's, and got it for $255.
Thank you, because that's
You
where
better hurry.
I need
Robbie
to go.
Robbie took off yesterday too. You got some?
Oh, good. I'll go this morning
Uh-huh.
because I
Hope
need
it's
to
the
get
same
some.
because I talked to the guy yesterday. He said, "Well,
Oh. So what's the reason for it?
because
jump like that.
the other store went up because they were running up.
I mean, why is it jumping up and down right
because
now?
it can. It's
ridiculous.
still up in other places.
Absolutely
It's
ridiculous.
just because Wawa's came here. They came in with an introductory offer to get people to show up. That people they do things like
True.
that.
I think I still
And
have.
then Circle K dropped, and then of course
I
Circle
think
K
I
is up
still
and down.
have
up and down,
one
up and down.
more for Circle K. I know I said that last week,
Yeah, well,
but
take a
ended
look-
up going to that box store.
Take a look, see what the price is, because sometimes it's $258, sometimes it's $278, and they can be one day apart.
You know what gets me? If you'll notice the gas sign, a big sign up in there, it'll say, let's just pick a number, 265. But when you go to the pump, it'll be $2.79. With a $2.65, you look at the little teeny writing under it, it'll say for reward members or something
Yeah, sure.
like that. You know, and
Gotcha.
I mean, like, come
And you're
on,
not, and,
people.
and then you don't drive away, though, do you?
No, I get gas.
Yeah.
Because you're going to burn that extra little bit that you could have by going someplace else.
All right, marine forecast, 2 words.
Don't go out.
Yeah, be careful. Small craft advisories in effect from tonight through Sunday evening. Offshore out to 20 nautical miles today. Southwesterly winds 5 to 10. Seas 3 to 4. Sounds and rivers a light shot. Now, you already heard the coastal alert. Further offshore, all the way out to 100 nautical miles. And I know y'all are not going there, but the bigger waves offshore will mean bigger waves coming in. So you exercise caution. Err on the side of being smart, okay?
Right.
You want to be able to go out when the seas are calm again, and they will be. Thursday, tomorrow, northeasterly winds 20 to 25. They are kicking up, as this coastal forecast we told you a few minutes ago is all about. There is a coastal storm coming on strong. They will increase 25 to 30 tomorrow, gust up to 35 knots. 35 knots is about 42, 43. Seas 5 to 8 feet, 3 to 4, really close. Don't be misled. 3 to 4, very doable, close to the beach. Okay, I'll just stay right on the shore. The water is still warm, and the Spanish mackerel, I can still catch them. You got to get through that inlet. That inlet is not going to be pretty. All right, the inlet's going to be nasty. So, northeasterly winds up to 35 knot gust. You got to get through that inlet to get to those calm seas of 3 to 4, and they're still going to be rocky. Sounds and rivers rough, becoming very rough in the afternoon tomorrow. Friday, northeasterly winds 20 to 25, gust to 30, seas 6 to 9 feet, 3 to 5 near shore. Sounds and rivers rough.
And today, expect afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Partly sunny with a high near 84, west wind 3 to 7 miles per hour. Tonight, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a low around 58. Thursday, mostly sunny with a high near 73. Friday, mostly cloudy with a high near 74. Slowly dropping.
Yeah. Coming up here in about 7 or 8 minutes, we're going to have Dr. Rosemary Stein will be joining us, talk about all things medical, particularly as they relate to children. She's a pediatrician. However, what the little kiddies can get, we can get in spades, because, the older you get, the more subjected to pains that you are. Little kids they're pliable, they're flexible. They can run, jump, and play all day long, and get a few little aches and pains and get over it in a couple of hours. Us, hot baths, hot tubs, been gay.
Well,
and rest in the bed for a couple of days.
I told you Monday morning I had my normal doctor's appointment checkup, which I didn't go for years and years and years. And I started going a couple of years ago when Kelly's like, "You've got to go see so-and-so. She's the best." And she called me up. And I think we talked about it before the show. We didn't talk about it during the show. There is a new way to test for colon cancer now. It's by a blood test.
Good.
No longer do you have to poo-poo in the box and send it off or go in for a colonoscopy.
That was the strangest thing I've ever seen.
I'm just trying.
What did the post office do about that?
It doesn't go through the post office because it's considered hazmat. And see, if you got one of those boxes and you had to put a sample in it, you have to take it to UPS.
Is that what it is?
Right. A post office doesn't accept. Well, I'm sure there's been a lot of things come through the mail that we weren't aware of. We get ashes.
Sure.
We get cremated remains of somebody.
Well,
now I'm going to tell you, that's the freakiest thing when you get that box and you have to walk up to that person's door and hand it to them. Not a good thing.
Saturday down in South Carolina, the $1 million home of a state judge was totally destroyed by a fire that's being investigated as being suspicious.
Oh.
Judge Diane Goodstein, on the bench since 1989, was walking her dogs along the beach in Edisto Beach when the fire broke out. her old man, her husband, a decorated Vietnam Marine, fought during what is best known as the Tet Offensive, and a state legislator jumped from a second-story window. I think he was 81 years old. He's okay. 3 others in the home had minor injuries. The home was difficult for firefighters to reach. It's on an island. The residents there, all those folks that were there, they were rescued by firefighters in kayaks. Not a lot of fire hydrants on the island, you know. So the house went up in flames. There was no putting it out. It burned and burned and
well, you know,
burned to the ground.
Rayford has said her husband suffered several broken bones, legs,
Sure.
and hip, you know, because he jumped from what, second floor?
Second floor.
I think most of them did. And I was reading some of the comments on social media about
Socialist media.
And people, there were some comments like, boy, she sure picked a funny time to go walking the dogs. Would you leave your grandchildren there if you were planning to have the house burnt down?
No.
I mean, people.
You know, first she was in her like 70 years old, 69 years old, something like that. There are much better ways to do that.
Right. Oh, yes.
Than to be conveniently walking on the beach when it catches fire.
Go out there, put them in a boat and shove them off, you know? I mean.
Well, that's been done too.
But, you know.
The state law enforcement division there in South Carolina is investigating the origin of the fire. With the overall devastation, it's likely that a lot of evidence was destroyed. But let me tell you something. Fire investigators, arson investigators, things that burn completely. I've seen them outline and show exactly where the gasoline, the propellant, was poured on the floor as to act as a fuse to over to where it caught fire.
Right.
Because other stuff that falls on top of it preserves that trace. So don't get stupid if you think you're a good arsonist. Don't do it, because
they have ways.
You're going to get caught. And if a fire ever starts in multiple locations, which they can determine as well,
right.
When it starts in one spot, that's one thing. If there's a toaster oven there, okay. If there is a one location where you've had a problem with your heating system or something like that, or there's an electrical problem, it starts in one place and burns through.
Burn patterns.
When it starts here, and here, there's a problem.
Burn patterns. Oh, yes.
And they'll find you.
They know how to figure it.
Yeah, they do. They do it all the time.
I watched a lot of 911, and believe me.
It would not surprise me. I know state law enforcement is investigating it. SLED, they call them, SLED.
I know. I love that.
But I think, without a doubt, being this case, they've called in ATF.
Yes, they did. You're correct.
Alcohol, tobacco, firearms, and explosives, and all that sort of good stuff. They investigate really suspicious fires.
She was one of the judges, I think. Didn't she rule against Trump on something,
which was overturned? But I forgot what it was that she ruled on. But anyway, whatever it was.
I learned that reading the comments.
She's a state judge, circuit court judge.
Yes,
she wasn't federal, was she? No, she was state.
No, she was. I think she was U.S. district. Is what she was.
Was she a district federal court judge?
Rayford, I'll have to look it up, but I think I remember reading that. I don't know. I sent you an email too when you get a chance. It's some information on an upcoming event. I wouldn't call it an event, upcoming thing this weekend, but
this weekend?
Yeah, starting Friday.
A Newport woman is headed for prison after pleading guilty last month to intentionally injecting a man with a drug mixture that killed him.
Well,
36-year-old Amanda Blanton was charged in the death of then 46-year-old Daniel Bryson by injecting him with a mixture of fentanyl and methamphetamine in 2022, along with 2 men named as her associates. Bryson's body was dumped onto a street outside Morehead City. One of those men, Jason Porter of Newport, is awaiting trial on a murder charge. The other man, Joshua Clausen, has pending charges of accessory after the fact and concealing or failing to report a death. Ms. Blanton, who's now 36, was sentenced to a minimum of 20 years and a maximum of 25 years in prison in North Carolina. Let's see, 8 to 10. I'm just going to take a wild guess there. We have the laws on the books. People keep saying, why don't we adopt laws for this and adopt laws for that? If you guys ever get a chance, you can Google it and you can look for North Carolina General Statutes, Chapter 14. That's the criminal statutes. Okay. Go take a look. Just read through that thing sometime. You can't do it in one sitting, but just start reading through and look at all the laws that are on the books and look at the punishments that there are available for violating those laws. There are lots of laws, lots of criminal activity. There's probably nothing that you could do in North Carolina that's bad that there's not already a law for. They talk about gun laws.
Yeah.
Pick something that you could do with a gun that you shouldn't be doing. There's a law against it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Failure to secure your guns. Carrying a gun, armed to the terror and danger of the public. We had that here in Jacksonville some years ago.
I remember that.
You walk down there. You have a right to carry your gun open carry. You can't carry it everywhere open carry. You can't carry it into stores that won't let you carry it. That's number one. You can't carry it into the courthouse. You can't carry it into the police station. You can't carry it into the post office. There are places you can't carry it regardless, unless you've got a badge to go with it. And it better be a good badge. If you even if you're out there, you can't walk, like we used to say, on Court Street in downtown Jacksonville back in the heyday of Jacksonville's Court Street, the 60s and 70s. You walk down the street there with a gun slung on your hip on a pay night, you are going to be arrested.
Asking for trouble.
Okay? You are going to be arrested, armed to the terror and danger of the public. That's just the way it is. There are laws that it's kind of like the reckless driving or driving too fast for conditions.
Yes.
I don't 70 miles an hour if it's pouring rain or if there's snow on the ground. 70 miles an hour and you hit the brakes and you skid around and you have a wreck, you're going to be arrested. I mean, you're going to get a ticket for driving too fast for conditions. And that's the way things are. But look at it. Sometimes just spend some quality time. I think Dr. Rose is not here this week, isn't she?
That's right. Yeah. She's not.
Okay,
I'm sorry, Jack. Dr. Rose is not going to be here this week.
Who's Jack?
Well, she did, Jack, one of our listeners.
Oh, okay.
You know, one of our favorite.
Yeah, she told us last week, and then I forgot about it. She's up in Canada.
Yeah, and he wanted us to ask her about her opinion on the use of Tylenol. And I know we did ask her last week about that. And she suggested not to. She said Motrin and Advil were much better. That Tylenol would take a toll on your liver.
Yeah, if you a routine regimen of pretty much anything where you're having to take it day in and day out, allergy meds.
Yes.
Right? These over-the-counter allergy meds, after a while, they don't work anymore. You know that?
Well, because I guess your system gets used to it.
You got your gun.
Why should I worry? You always have yours.
Yeah, but I don't want to waste my bullet.
What? Do I need to get up and lock the door?
No, you just need to get up and kill that spider that's crawling up and down a web over there.
Ooh. I'm shutting the door. Good Lord.
Why didn't you bop him?
No, because
Peter's going to be coming in here in a minute. You go scare Peter to death.
Well, it was so big. I was afraid it would attack me if I got too close.
Well, use the pickaxe handle over there. It works wonders. Neither man nor beast want to. That
was a bad looking spider.
Okay. Prisons. Uh-oh.
Allie.
Don't tell her.
Oh.
It's okay. Our grandbaby just walked through the door.
She's so
with
pretty.
The great granddoggy.
She's just so cute.
Hey. How are you? You want to come back and sit down for a while? Talk? No, okay. She sometimes is shy.
Ladies and gentlemen,
she is anything but shy.
That is the director for Dancing
Stars of Oslo. She's her first year being large and in charge.
She's doing a great job, isn't she?
Yeah. She used to, when In the beginning, she and some of her, because she was taking dance for
Right.
decades, it seems like, but she and some of her friends during during the intermission, she had organized a group of her friends who were dancers to get up there to dance, perform during the intermission,
Right.
and people contributed money.
Didn't you do that graduation too? Didn't you wear your tap shoes when you crossed the stage, or you did something? What did you do for graduation from high school?
Ran as hard as she could
She
to get
did
away.
something. She said, "I don't know what I did. I don't remember, but I was just ready to get
She
out."
was. She was rocking and rolling. She was fleet of foot, as we used to call them.
She was fleeing.
Took off a running. And took
You
2
have a
days.
great
To,
day,
it took 2
Allie.
days to catch her. we
She's
got it with
so
her.
stinking cute.
But she and her friends would get up there during the intermission and perform. They would
Yeah.
do something that they
That would be pretty
choreographed themselves.
cool.
They put together
Yeah.
and they said, "Can we do this?" And her mother was kind of reluctant, but she, yeah, okay, go ahead, go for it.
Oh,
And she did,
yeah.
and it was like, holy crap! And
Yeah.
they raised a ton of money.
Good for them. Good.
Yeah.
That was good.
That was a great thing for the Dancing
Yeah,
Stars,
fun.
and also for the what is now known as the Onslow Victim Center. It
Yes.
was the Women's Center, but it's the same place, just victims of all sexes.
That's right. As you do have men
Yes.
that are domestically abused.
And I've had to deal with some of them. Only one of them was going to press charges, but he didn't have to because I did for him.
Yeah, back in the day
Mhm.
when I was a private investigator, with our business, and we had a lot of domestic cases,
Oh God.
And I'm gonna tell you what, some of the wives that hired us, I could understand why the guy left. And but you're having to work for that one
But
side.
you still can't beat them.
But I just want to call the husband and go, run. I mean, some of them
Change
were
your name, move to a
crazy.
different zip code. If not
Rayford,
another
some of
country.
those women were
I
crazy.
can go on and tell all about that.
Whew.
Okay.
I have a
Prisons, as
go
I
ahead.
started, are not safe havens for convicted felons.
right.
Just because you go to prison doesn't mean you're going to be safe inside. Case in point. 60-year-old Ernest Nichols was murdered inside a cell block at the Greene County Correctional Facility over the weekend. He was convicted in 2011 of statutory rape that happened in Mecklenburg County. Nichols was projected to be released from prison in September 2027 in 2 years.
2 years.
2 years. Greene County Sheriff's investigators have arrested a fellow inmate, 41-year-old Wilbert Baldwin. Baldwin is now charged with murder. Not a big step for him. He was serving a 20-year sentence for second-degree murder. That sentence would have been up in 2027.
Holy
Coincidentally,
wow.
the same year as Nichols would have been released. Details of this case, what happened, what went down, and why it went down, no motive has been revealed. It's kind of sketchy. We don't know. As a former sheriff in Brunswick County, he once said on TV when he was being questioned by the media because his jail came under criticism because they didn't get the inmates didn't get their food on time. This was going on. Inmates complain about everything. You understand that, right? So some of the media went to see him,
yes.
and this sheriff, good old boy sheriff, he said, jail ain't nice. It was as simple as that. Imagine, though, spending a long time up close and personal with convicted killers. Suppose you're not a killer. Okay. You raped a kid. Statutory rape is not likely forced rape. You understand that, right?
Right.
Okay. Could have been 15 years old. Yes. If you're 5 years older than the victim in a case like that, it's going to be rape. Statutory rape.
Right.
So he obviously convicted of it. I don't know how long his sentence was, but he was supposed to be released by 2027. If you've imagine spending all of that amount of time in a prison and trying to stay out of trouble, I guess. I would hope you would, because you're in there with murderers like this guy, now charged with another murder, a second-degree murder before. We don't know the details of that, didn't look into it. In some cases, prison justice is served. In others, it doesn't take much provocation for men with a limited future anyway to really break bad. In this case, a serious investigation into the case where Nichols raped an underage girl, consensual or not, must be done. Going to have to find out why this guy, who only had 2 more years to go till he got out, killed this man. Did he steal his toothbrush? Did he do something bad to him? Was he just a jerk all the time? If you go to prison, you need to become invisible.
Mind your own business.
Unless you are the big man on campus, which generally doesn't have, and then you got a bunch of people that's got your back. You can become the next victim. It happens. Generally, they don't get murdered, but they will get beat downs.
Well, how much longer do you think Brian Kohlberger is going to last before somebody beats him down? He's already complaining. Look, this is what he's complaining right now. I know. Whee. All right, he's been complaining and writing up complaints continuously. He's not receiving his allocated food. I guess when that lunch comes, he's missing a biscuit or something. And he said other inmates have threatened to sexually assault him.
Threatened? It hasn't been done yet?
Yeah.
He must have been isolated.
He's been unable to access his iPay. It's JPay. I guess that stands for jail pay, a payment system used by inmates to purchase items from the commissary.
Maybe nobody's given him any.
On August 13th, he wrote a letter noting that he had not received a supply bag for 4 days after his complaint about something else. 5 days later, he sent a note thanking.
Too bad, baby.
Thanking Sergeant Martin for the printouts and bubble sheets for commissary. What?
I have no idea what
I
that is.
have no clue anyway. But he's been whining and complaining and just like boo. You know, what about those 4 young people that didn't have that chance
He's
to
innocent
complain
until
now?
proven guilty.
Well, he's guilty.
My story, I'm sticking to it. Socialist New York City mayoral candidate Zoran Mandani
What's up with that?
has repeatedly, over the years, insisted, I am not a communist. He has been asked by reporters, despite a history of promoting communist ideology, which has prompted many to place that label on him. No, I'm a democratic socialist, Mandani told CNN last week when they asked him if you're a commie. President Trump has called him a communist. Other people have called him a communist. How far is it from being a socialist to being a communist? Is there?
Not, I wouldn't say.
USSR. Remember what it stood for?
Yes. Don't ask me.
Socialist is included.
Right. United Socialists.
I am not a democratic socialist. A Fox News review found several examples of Mandani advocating and backing communist principles, including calling for the seizure of the means of production. Mandani has been clear that he favors Medicare for all. Not sure if that includes illegal aliens. Don't know. He favors cancellation of all outstanding student debts. What about those who have already paid all or some of their debts for their educations? Should they get refunds?
No.
And he favors seizing the means of production. Seizing the means of production. What does that mean? The phrase traces back to Karl Marx, the Communist Manifesto, in which he promotes the idea of workers taking control of factories from private owners, taking over control of the factories that you work for. They're owned by people who hire supervisors and management, and they hire workers. The Communist Manifesto promotes the idea of these workers, I Yes, it could be including during a revolt, taking over control from the owners. This factory where we work is now ours. The Communist Manifesto lists 10 necessary measures as steps to Marx's utopia, including a progressive income tax. What a progressive income tax is, the people on the low end don't pay as high a percentage as the people earning the most money. 5% across the board, or whatever figure 5%, let's say you make $100 a week. 5% of that $100 is $5. 5% of you make $1,000 is $50.
Correct.
Do you understand?
I understand.
So the people who are making more money are already paying more taxes, but they want them to pay even more taxes, a higher percentage of taxes, higher percentage for the more money you make. Percentage, but you're still paying more money already. What do they want them to pay? When you start taking more money from somebody who's out there working their backsides off to earn money, the more money you take from them at a higher percentage, the less likely it is they're going to want to continue making all that money and pouring their money back into their businesses. I don't know. Private property has found itself a target of Mandami in the past on numerous occasions, including in a resurfaced video where Mandami said, these are his words, if there was any system that could guarantee each person housing, whether you call it the abolition of private property or you call it, just a statewide housing guarantee, it's preferable to what is going on right now. He's promoting taking away people's housing, other people's housing, and just giving it to folks, just giving it to people. Taking away the private ownership of housing. Let the government do it. Oh, goody. They've done such a fantastic job as it is. Mandani's platform also includes a progressive tax plan aimed at taxing the wealthiest New Yorkers that comes under the backdrop of his recent claim that he doesn't believe billionaires should exist. We don't want any billionaires. Who's going to pay the taxes? 5% of $1 billion is a whole lot more money than 5% of $100. I don't care how many people pay it. You tax one billionaire at 5%. He's got $1 billion coming in a year. I'm not even going to do the math on it. He's got $1 billion coming in a year. He's paying a lot of taxes, more taxes than 100, 200, 500 other people are paying and making $100. Anyway, whatever.
That's going to be one crazy race.
I got to get me some Medicare. I know where I can find some Medicare.
I just need care.
I need some Medicare advice.
I need care. I need someone to take care of me.
I think I've seen that.
Yes.
Yeah, some.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got some of that stuff. Peter Wright, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my
Turn
gosh.
that one down.
We must have had him cranked up loud.
It was like shouting loudly.
Oh, you weren't shouting.
The
loudly.
microphone wasn't
That mic was like...
Yeah, you didn't need
very
a mic.
live.
Yeah. You doing okay?
Yeah, doing very well,
You're
thanks.
looking all
Good
sporty.
and healthy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you look great this
Well, still got a bit of a stomach. I've got to
Oh.
work out on that. But this AEP, I've decided I'm just going to have apple and almonds for lunch, and I think that will shrink it quite a lot by the end of the annual enrollment period.
Apple and almonds for lunch.
How can you do that when you're in Walmart and you're smelling that roasted chicken that they're putting
And there's
out?
the
I
golden
can't eat,
corral.
I can't
There's
eat
the
chicken.
stuff.
I can't eat chicken, so I don't. Not because I love chicken, but with my rheumatoid arthritis, it just really hurts my wrist within
Really?
Chicken is
2
bad for
hours.
arthritis?
Really
No,
good
it
arthritis.
depends on the person.
Yeah.
It depends
Oh,
on the person
man.
and what they get, what they're sensitive to. With me, it's chicken and egg, and
Which came first?
tomatoes I can eat, but all the other nightshades, so the peppers, eggplant, and the potatoes, white potatoes.
just
No
can't-
taters? You
Weird.
can't eat taters?
You're
can't eat
weird,
potatoes.
Peter.
And it took me
How about-
years to work out about the potatoes because
Oh,
bless
I
you.
can eat potatoes and I don't feel any effect for about 4 days. And then it just
Isn't
really
that
gets
crazy?
me. Probably
So
one of the
it's
worst.
Time release.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's,
Yeah, well, that must be tough to narrow down because you eat them on one day and 4 days later you get sick, but you've eaten a lot of other stuff since then.
What I did was
that would be a problem.
What
I
about corn?
just ate porridge. I think I've told you this for about 3
Porridge.
months. And I added
Porridge.
oats.
The bears used to do that, didn't they?
What do you call it here? I've forgotten. Porridge. What's it? Oatmeal?
There's
Oatmeal.
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 Well, I'd ask you about corn, but we all know what corn does.
What does corn do?
It's amazing how when it comes back out of your body, it's still whole.
Intact.
How does that happen? How does that happen that you can eat
You
corn
haven't
and
chewed it very well.
Oh, God.
You mean a mealy corn on the cob?
Yeah,
Because that's soft and that's not going to come out of your body hole. is it?
we're not even. Never
Little
mind.
kernels
Peter.
will-
Evidently, corn is different in the UK.
In a lot of people.
They used to be called mealies in South Africa, and you had all these
Hey,
people walking down the street going, mealies! Because they carry a
Oh, yeah, on top of their head.
around the houses, trying to get people to come out and buy them.
Before we get into Medicare, do you find that since you came to the United States that the food is also different from what you're used to in the UK?
It has
The
taste.
food in the UK, when I grew up there, now I think
Healthier.
I'm 70 years old now, so I was growing up between 70 to 50 years ago. I was in the UK, and the food was awful.
Why?
Really?
Because there were no pubs serving food.
Bland.
So if you went, we were post-war England, it was still
Oh, yeah.
very poor.
Oh, yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
If you went out to a
You'd suffer.
restaurant, there was no competition for the restaurants. So the restaurants, and I did, my father had he ran his own business. So he did take us out to restaurants reasonably often. And the food, when I compare it to what's available now, or even when I got to South Africa, when I was in my 20s, it was very bland and it wasn't good. Once the pubs in England started providing food, now the restaurants had to compete against the pubs, and the whole industry got a lot better.
Yeah,
but until that happened, it was not good.
I can see the pub saying, okay, we need to get more people in here to drink where we make our profits. Well, let's do some really good food over here. The restaurants don't do this food. I can see that happening.
Yeah.
That way they'll come in here and drink too.
Yeah. And my mother was not a good cook. And
That was about the first time I've ever heard anybody say their mom was not a good cook.
I just thought we were going to talk about, because I know the UK bans certain like soda pops, so to say, certain dyes in foods.
Yeah.
They seem to eat a lot more healthy than what we do.
Maybe.
But you just ruined it.
I just ruined it.
You just
Sorry.
ruined it.
It may have been healthy in a way, but
Right.
it's, I mean, there weren't people with a lot of weight on around that I saw.
So you like the food in the.
So, but I mean,
Explains
when I went to Canada and I was 28 when I went to Canada for 2 years, I did a financial course there. When I did that,
You learn what good food was.
I had to pay for to get. I was staying in student quarters because it snows a lot, so you want to be in the building right next to the university. So I paid for student quarters, and I got the minimum number of food tickets.
Meal tickets, yeah.
Yeah, meal tickets, because I thought, well, I'll have to work out some way to source food
Right.
because this food will be disgusting. I got there. The food was fantastic.
Wow.
All the other students were saying this food is disgusting.
Give me yours.
Do you want to buy my tickets for a third of the price? So I bought all their tickets from them. I'd go into the cafeteria and I'd tell the ladies serving it, so your food is fantastic. This is really great.
Oh, they gave you extra.
This is so
probably.
much better than I get at home. And well.
Mercy. Don't do that if you're in boot camp and military. Don't go and say, "Hey, this food is so good. I want some more of it." Too bad. There's some bread and there's some butter at the end. because that's what you could eat all the bread and butter you wanted in boot camp and the Coast Guard anyway. They gave you plenty of that, but the rest of the food, I don't care whether
I'm
how
making
good
some
or
bread.
bad it was.
As soon as I get home.
You got what they gave you. Period. Bottom
Yeah.
line. Can I have some seconds? Go away.
What I found good was when I was in Southwest Africa. We were next to the border with Angola in the 1980s, and South Africa was fighting a war with Angola.
Mm-hmm.
And we were up near the border. It was a bit crazy, really. But I was a young kid then. And we were about 30 miles from the border, and some of the mines, they were planting mines. They were coming across the border in Angolans and planting mines on some of the roads. So we were crazy. But anyway, we were 30 miles from the border, and we went past this army camp for South Africans, and most of them had left and were across the border on a raid. And so there were three guys.
You stole their food.
There were three guys guarding this army camp, and they said, come in. So we came in because we had short hair. We were driving an open top beach buggy. We drove it all the way around South Africa and up through Southwest Africa. And so we went in, and they gave us these, they had, the South African army obviously looked after its people when they were fighting, because they gave us steaks on a barbecue. They gave us a lot of beer. We just had a fantastic time. It was really, really nice.
Wow. Oh, okay.
And then you get old, and then you get Medicare.
Yes, bringing us back to reality.
Back to reality.
Next stop, Medicare. Okay, Medicare, it's the time for the open enrollment.
Annual enrollment,
whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Annual enrollment, you guys who are just turning or have turned at age, now's your time.
Well, I can officially help people sign people up on the 15th of October. Which is at the moment, I've been talking to people.
Spitting distance from today, yes.
And so I will be in Walmart. When is it? From 14th. So that's a day just to allow me to warm up. That's on Tuesday, from 9:30 through till 6, with a half hour off for lunch. And
you can eat your almonds and your apples.
That's right.
Shouldn't take you long.
Just in my car.
Okay, so we'll get back to where you're going to be in a minute. So folks, get your pencil and papers out. We'll tell you where to go beginning next Tuesday. And this open enrollment, annual enrollment stuff, what does it mean? People turning 65, of course.
Well, anybody that's got Medicare or is eligible for Medicare, they can now choose. They can have a look and see if the plan they're currently in, if they're in a plan, is going to be good for the next year, for them, to suit their needs, or if they're now just becoming eligible for Medicare or retiring. We can take a look at a plan and see what is the best one for them. Now, so it's basically reviewing your plans and seeing what
you don't have to get any extra plan, right? You can, if Medicare is going to sign you up, you're going to be signed up, right?
Yeah, you can have just original Medicare. Okay. Most people don't. Most people have, because original Medicare will pay the 80%. So now you're looking for a way to pay the other 20%.
That's the difference. And a lot of folks, including yours truly, when it first came out, suddenly they sent me a card and says, you got Medicare. And I'm like, what's this?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know I was that old. But anyhow, they sent me this card. And I've got Medicare. And I said, okay, I've heard about it. So here I go. And, for a bit of time, I didn't pay any attention to anything else. I just paid my 20% copay. Mm-hmm. I paid this, I paid that. I wasn't requiring any medical procedures or any of that kind of stuff at the time. And I was good to go. No big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I was fine. Had been paying my own stuff anyway, so it didn't matter to me one way or the other. But then all of a sudden, other things were kicking in. And then I started hearing about, because of my wife, she had insurance, and I was able to be put on her state insurance plan at the time, which was whatever it was, I forgot. But I was okay, so I got even more benefits, and it cost $5 a month for her at the time.
Yeah,
of course it goes up, but then along comes Peter Wright, and then he talks to me, and then I listened for 2 years before I did anything. And then I said, well, there's something better here. I was listening to him in one ear, and I said, I need to pay attention to this. And so should y'all pay attention, because I've got a whole lot more benefits, and it doesn't cost me anything, nothing more. In fact, it's not even $5. I'm not having to pay that. And I've got all sorts of cool stuff in addition to,
I'm happy with mine.
The co-pays,
Right.
much lower, if any. The meds, almost nothing. It's just for the meds I get, because I don't have any specialty meds. So y'all need to pay attention to this. And if you wait too long, you'll be losing money. Let's just put it that way.
Well, our friend Tim Thomas is getting up with you. I think he's already talked to you by phone, and he's wanting to
He needs to
take a
bad.
look. Yes.
Anyway, this stuff here is now available to y'all, and you can talk about it beginning next Wednesday, the 15th.
Yes,
Okay.
that's right. Yeah.
But you'll be open. You can have a chat with them, but you can't sign them up. You can't do anything until the 15th.
Yep, that's right.
But if you want to go by and have a chat, you can do that beginning on the 14th at Walmart on Marine Boulevard North. Boulevard near Western and US 17 North. For some of you who don't know what Marine Boulevard is, you may be new to the area. And it's in the Walmart. Walk in the front door, either one of them, and look behind the cash registers at the front of the store. Look for Peter.
Yep.
If you don't know what he looks like, just say, hey, are you Peter? And if he's got a British accent, yes, that's him.
Yep. So that's in Jacksonville.
Yep. Okay. Now, what are some of the nuances here this year, something different that those of us who have been with this plan that I've got, for instance, the Advantage plan, what do we need to know about? Because we've all been warned all year long by those who are calling us on the phone for the last 6 months, the scammers, and they're telling us this and this and this and this and this that I don't listen to. I hang up on them. But what's out there that we need to be aware of and to be wary of? Two different things.
Okay. So I've actually been speaking to some people not in Onslow, because I've got customers outside of Onslow. So I'm trying to meet with them during this period and just going over their plans so we can work out if they're in the right plan or not. And the ones I've concentrated on have been the ones that are actually losing plans because one of the companies is pulling out of
Okay, let's
terminating plans
who's
in a
pulling
region.
out in this region?
Not this region.
Not Onslow, but other areas.
Yeah, in Wilson and Nash, there's a company there that pulled out of here last year.
Okay, so they're not here anyway now.
No, they're not here.
Okay,
they're not here.
So
but in Nash and Wilson, they're stopping their PPO plans. So it is a move for these insurance carriers, because the PPO plans are expensive for them to reduce, to really carefully monitor their PPO plans and pull back from having PPO plans and really doing HMO plans. I mean, because you do have, Blue Cross doesn't have a national network for HMO, but several of the other companies do, the big ones. So, the big companies, Humana, United Healthcare, I don't want to mention too many names, but they have national networks. And so you can go to a doctor in this state in an HMO plan, but you can, if you travel with one of those companies, you can still go to a doctor let's say it's in Tennessee, that's in in the HMO network, and it'll be classed as though you're going to a local doctor that's in the network. So that's pretty good. So the HMO networks have been strengthened over the last many years, and so you can get quite a broad reach with that. But of course, a lot of people don't travel, or if they do travel, they're only going for a week or 2 weeks, in which case the emergency and urgent care is fine, whether you've got an HMO or a PPO plan.
So you can go to an urgent care in case something happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're totally covered with that.
How about out of the country stuff? Doesn't help.
You do have travel insurance with a Medicare Advantage plan, but I always recommend if you're going to travel, you buy proper travel insurance. You can get it from a AAA, what we call it, from the AAA. You don't say the AAA here, do you?
Sometimes people call it AAA.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Are they even still in business?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still got a membership with the AAA.
I think I do, or Robbie does, and therefore I do. I don't know.
Most of your vehicles you buy now, they come with that option where you can buy a road plan. So like GMAC or something.
I just call blacks if I have a problem.
Good people.
They come get me.
Good people.
Who's blacks?
Black's Tire Service, Black's Auto Tire Service here.
Good people.
They got businesses all over Eastern North Carolina too. They're good. They've been in business and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Very
30s or something.
Very friendly too. When you go in there and you're sitting there
yeah.
waiting, they're just so attentive and very friendly.
Yeah.
I found I don't know them, but I found Country Tire to be good. That seems to have worked well for me.
I don't know, but
I've
anyway,
never heard
these
of
guys do a great job.
That's good.
And to come get me if in case when I have a flat tire, I'm not going to change a tire anymore. I've done enough of that in my life. Don't have to do it anymore.
Let's not talk about flat tires. Every time you bring something up, that's a big tire to change on my truck.
That don't change.
Plus, they're locked and have to get that.
Oh God, that's a fun thing.
No, I think I'll be calling somebody too.
Okay, now let's for the Medicare programs. What's different this year that you know about that you can talk about?
Okay, so for instance, on Blue Cross, like a lot of carriers, they've a lot more. So the money that these insurance carriers are getting, a lot of it has to be driven towards the drug plans because that is the most expensive part nowadays of a
Figures.
Yeah. So a lot of the money goes to that. So there's a little less benefits on the Blue Cross plans for normal, for the plan, but there's and a lot of the companies, even though the Blue Cross drug plan is solid, they've had to go to a co-insurance amount on the tier 3 drugs. So if you have a tier 3 drug, I think Eliquis would be a tier 3 drug, ones like that, then you'll be paying more because you got a co-insurance instead of a co-pay of say $45 or $47. The deductible, the initial amount that you pay back in, let's just look it up now, in for 2025, the deductible was, I should be able to find this quickly. Let's see.
While he's looking, folks, but the
375.
375.
375. That is now going to be 615. So you'll have a marked, larger amount that you'll have to pay initially.
Okay.
If that is a problem, what you can still do is the M3P program. And that's the medical or Medicare prescription payment plan.
Okay.
Where it will even out the amount over the months.
Okay, so you don't have to pay the $675 for the first prescription or anything like that.
$615.
$615, whatever.
Yeah.
So you don't have to cough that up right off the bat.
Yeah.
You can spread it out through the year.
But I've gone through this with several people so far, and this has been in counties where they've got a far larger choice of plans here. And I'm still, people like the Blue Cross plan because Blue Cross pays the providers more, and so they're not going out of network with Wake Med or with ECU or with Duke, or like a lot of these other companies are doing, or UNC. They're in network, and you don't have those problems. Whereas most of the other companies, insurance carriers, either in negotiations, and we don't know how they're going to be settled, or they're absolutely out of network with some of the large providers. So that's a solid thing. So you said, what are the other changes with Blue Cross? Like I said, most of these other companies are having to do the same thing, and this is nationally as well. But the Blue Cross for the Essential Plus plan, which is the one that you're on, your dental is going from $2,000 to $1,500.
What does that mean?
That means that instead of having a pot of $2,000 for the dentist, when you go to see the dentist, you'll have $1,500.
So the maximum out of pocket is going to be $1,500 for the year?
No, for the dental side, yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. So you'll then have to, no, not the maximum out of pocket.
That's
The maximum that the allowance that you'll have.
Gotcha. So I can only get $1,500 worth of work done per year.
Yeah. And if you go out of network, it used to be that you pay 20% co-insurance if you went out of network. So say you had $1,000 of work done, you'd pay an extra $200 on that. If you now they've made that 40%, which is quite a steep amount, I would say. So what they said is, look, try to go to an in-network dentist. If you've got a dentist that isn't in network, and you want some work doing, then maybe you should go to another dentist that is in network, get that particular work done, and then carry on going to your normal dentist. So you're getting the majority of it, the expensive stuff, done with a dentist that's in network.
Okay.
And for me, I've had a lot of dentists, and so I don't know if I've had a bad dentist, but I've had a lot of dentists, and they've done a lot of work on my teeth. It's not really, it's not too much of a worry going to different dentists.
Many years ago, I had a bad experience. Never went back. Finally put on my big girl pants and said, you have to go, and found a wonderful dentist. Of course, I have a separate dental plan too. It's roughly $40, $50 a month. Well worth it. Well worth it. And I go twice a year, so. Yeah, but I've got the backup on the Blue Cross Blue Shield if I need it.
I had one bad experience with a dentist, and I was having to have a root canal done. So it was a really tough place.
Wow.
And the dentist was in there drilling and drilling, and had not reached the root canal diagnosis as yet, but he was drilling and drilling and drilling, and he suddenly said, "Uh-oh." I said, "Don't ever do that. When you're drilling in my head, don't say uh-oh."
Seriously?
What had he done?
Well, he found the problem, and then he had to go. And then I had to go the next morning because he couldn't go any further to get the root canal done. They had to finish drilling and then start the root canal process.
Well, fortunately,
and the dentist, the root canal dentist, was actually dripping sweat when he got through.
No.
It was a tough time.
That is bad.
It was awful.
Well, when I first went back, I chose the happy gas to help get me through the initial. After that, I was fine.
I wanted him to have a happy gas. He needed it.
I have the best dental hygienist, Robin. She is. I last week when I went for my regular, I was in and out of the 5 minutes, complete cleaning and everything, plus a little extra time to chat.
You?
Yeah. A little extra time to chat.
I'm surprised.
Probably
Yours-
could have cut 15 minutes off of it. Go ahead, Peter.
Your story about the dentist having to stop drilling and do it the next day. It's like, have you ever heard of Michael McIntyre, a British comedian? You should look on YouTube for the
you'll
one
be
about
watching him
he
tonight.
tells stories about. He's really good, and he's
I will look for him.
McIntyre,
McIntyre.
Michael McIntyre,
With a Y, probably.
Let me look him up.
probably. Yeah.
INTYRE.
It could be IRE. I'm not sure. Probably with a Y.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll look for it.
My
I love
wife
comedians
sent
on
me.
YouTube.
My wife sent me one of the skits that he did of a true story to him, and it was about drilling, and the dentist couldn't go any further, and he had to go to a hospital instead. And he was all numbed up, so he said, "My name is I got Akontar."
Mike,
That's how he's trying. And the hospital couldn't work out what he was or who he was, or
Couldn't even speak, yeah.
it is McIntyre. He's one of the highest grossing comedians.
Is the grossest comedian going?
Grossing as far as money in the
Is
UK.
that TIRE or TYRE?
TYRE.
I was right.
So you
I was
were
going
right.
to send
Yeah.
you his link.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get to
I'll-
it.
I will spend some time, some
He
quality
looks-
time on
yeah.
YouTube on big TV watching. I love comedy.
Yeah. Oh, my wife does too.
Oh,
So she and my middle son, they laugh about various things
Oh,
together,
God.
and they
Wish she and
they
I
show
would,
me
we
some
would have
really
a
good-
blast. Because some of them they're funny.
Oh, he looks funny.
and I can be in my office upstairs, and I suddenly hear this raucous laughter coming from a bedroom from my wife.
All right, copy.
Okay, so you got dental coverage with the Advantage plans. There are all sorts of but you need to talk to Peter. That's the biggest thing.
Vision.
You need to talk to Peter about what your needs are and make sure that there are plans out there. It might not be the Blue Cross Advantage plan that I've got, and may be another plan. Everybody's different, so
Yeah.
it's customized for you.
Well, there is a plan, the enhanced plan with Blue Cross for people in Onzo, and around the
And I
the
still
state
don't
here.
understand why it's different from one county to another, but that's
Yeah.
I'm not meant to understand everything.
I think it's because of our different hospital services and how much they cost.
I guess that might be it. Okay.
So
Whatever.
there is an enhanced plan, and that only has $100 deductible for on the drug side,
Mhm.
but it does have a premium that you have to pay each month. But for some people that are on expensive drugs, that may well work out cheaper than or be more beneficial, and that still has the $2,000 of dental, has a lower hospital cost than the normal Essential Plus plan. So there are options, and certainly if you've got a Blue Cross plan, and you've got expensive drugs, or you're on a number of drugs, we come and see me. We can review your options and see what makes sense. Is it Blue Cross? Is it another company? I think Blue Cross is pretty rock solid, but it's whatever suits you.
Yeah. Okay. What else do we need to know, or what else can we tell people they need to do? Well, let me go back to where you're going to be tomorrow, next Tuesday, beginning
Next
the 14th.
Tuesday. Yeah.
You'll be at the Walmart on Marine Boulevard North. That's it, near the intersection of Western Boulevard. Just go in. You don't have to go through shopping unless you want to.
On the groceries side.
Yeah, on the grocery side. Go in and look for Peter, and he can sit down and talk with you about it. You can also give him a call, make an appointment to sit down or talk to him by phone, or you'll come to see them if necessary, right?
Yeah, I can do. For people, so I'm in the Walmart from this next week from, as I say, 9:30 through till 6 o'clock. The week after, all the weeks after, it'll be from, I'm trying to remember, I think I put from 10 through till 10. Well, let's worry about that when it comes to next week. So if it's next week, I will be there from I think it's 9:30 through till 6
with a half hour out for
yeah,
some almonds.
yeah.
Almond bread.
Almonds and apples. Almonds and apples.
Yeah.
So just run by and see him. Give him a call if you want to talk to him. If you just got a quick question you want to ask him, you can do that at 252-675-3344.
4488.
4488.
You
So
almost had.
You've
Perfect.
almost got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
252-675-4488.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
So give him a call. You can talk with Peter now. You can, you can call him right now if you want to chat real quick. Like if you got something that might be of a wide enough interest, give us a call right now. 910-333-0139. Did we have a telephone issue before? Nope. Had one earlier, so I fixed it. If you want to ring us up right now, you can ask Peter a question now. But again, it's going to be really good to go see him. Sit down. If you're new to Medicare, if this is your first stint, you just turned 65, you got some paperwork. Let me give you a hint. A couple of them. Make a list. If you are seeing doctors now, if you've got drugs that you are normally prescribed now, make a list of both. Who the doctor is, what drugs that you're taking, your dentist, he's going to make sure that they are in the right network or whatever plan that he works out for you, whatever he can do. So you bring him all of the information. Of course, you're going to need your basic information. Bring your card, whatever card you got. And
so your Medicare card, and maybe if you got your insurance, if you already have a plan.
If you got a plan, if your spouse has got a plan, now I'll tell you, your spouse may have a different plan for his or her, either retirement or still working plan, insurance plan. That might not benefit you as much as going out with a separate plan.
Yeah. Same as employment. You may have a coverage through your work, and you may find that having an individual plan provides you with better benefits than the.
And if you're on Medicare, well, anyway, he'll explain to you the financial part of that. If you're military, this is one of the questions I'm asking. As a matter of fact, I had a discussion with a sibling. They got TRICARE. They got all the insurance they ever need, according to them. And I said, you got Medicare. Well, we got TRICARE. But there are things you need to know. And why don't you sit down and chat with the gentleman? If you've got TRICARE, you're retired, you're active duty, or whatever, there may be some things here that will benefit you to have it in addition to whatever TRICARE you're furnished because you're retired.
Yeah, so people on VA or with TRICARE or Champ VA, I can help. You get additional benefits. It costs you no extra money.
That's the point,
So
y'all. You're leaving money on the table.
And I know some people have 100% disability with VA, but you can still get money back on your Social Security check.
Yeah.
So you get additional money there, and it can be significant. I've got a number of people on TRICARE, with some of these plans.
And we do know, we all know, unfortunately, there are going to be a lot of disabled folks in this area. Military, they do their job that they do and have done, and they are disabled. If you're in that category, don't wait. Sit down and talk with Peter. There may be something there that you just don't know about.
Yeah.
That your military advisors aren't aware of. They can help you out with everything military wise. They don't necessarily know anything about Medicare.
And you know what? It's free to ask. It's free to learn. It's free to talk.
Peter's not on the clock. The meter's not running when you're talking to him.
Right, right.
No, I'm trying to diet. Don't bring me too many almonds, please.
Bring them some apples and almonds.
And if you don't have your Medicare number, I can look it up. So
Yeah, it's free.
It's on your
free.
card. Bring your card.
But if you don't have it, I can also look it up, because a number of people don't have it or can't find it when they come to see me. So
I know everyone that I know personally that has been to Peter are very satisfied, and they're experiencing their health care plan now. I mean, saving money, getting more out of it, and unless you delve into it and can understand,
I can't.
Reading these books,
I got bored in about the first 2 pages
that come out, which they could save a lot of money if they would trim these books down and lower the cost of our health care.
If you just put on page 2, see Peter.
Yeah, see Peter.
And it would save all the other pages in there. You don't need to print them.
Yeah.
Because he's got it all done. He will explain it to you too.
Yes.
And it's kind of like reading the National Hurricane Center stuff. You can read it all you want, but I'll tell you what, most of you will not understand it.
You can still read. You can still smell the ink. You can get high off of reading this book.
You're a sick person over there.
No, you can smell it. You can smell the ink. It's fresh off the press.
I don't want to smell any stinking ink.
It's fresh off the press already. You'll get high. Phew, I feel high already.
Actually, that happened to me.
This is brand new.
Yes.
Yeah, that happened to me last week. I was moving some of these books around, and I suddenly noticed I had black fingers from.
Did you get high?
From the ink. No,
Did you get high? Have to go sit down?
The time I got in the high was when I was spray painting a car with very cheap thinners, and it was like having that laughing gas you were talking about. I was doing it with 3 friends, and we just stood outside, and we were looking at the moon and the stars. And it felt like bubbles were coming out of my mouth, and we were just laughing and giggling away.
And it was high noon too.
They were like, "Yo, that car sure looks good, man."
And the sad thing was, I forgot what thinners I wear, because I really wanted to try it again sometime.
Car looks really good.
That stuff will fry your brain.
It will.
Oh, so you're the reason why when I go into the Hobby Lobby and want a can of shellac, I have to ask someone to unlock the cabinet.
Yep.
Well, I was doing it in November it was actually in a barn, but the bottom of it was closed in, and so I had the doors shut and a heater on, and and the hay bales up above me. I was crazy, but I was young.
This is why Peter can tell you anything you need to know about health insurance.
Because he's experienced it.
He's experienced.
All right, Peter. We're good here. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I've already sent your email.
Thank you. Okay.
So it's on its way.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Wow. It's always interesting.
Cheers.
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 Cheerio, tatas, and whatever.
We'll see you in the parking garage.
The parking garage.
Garage.
No,
at Walmart.
The car park.
The car park.
The car park. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't.
You can't do it.
That's right. We don't have a garage here.
It's a car park.
Have a good day, Peter.
Thanks.
He's a dude. I like Peter.
Gracious.
But seriously, this stuff is important for you, and it's for your benefit.
Well, it's so hard to understand.
Because we all complain about the cost of medicine, the cost of the prescriptions, the cost of everything. There are ways out there. Sometimes we don't take advantage of it. For the plan that I'm on, for instance, I get $84 put on a card. I've got what they call a flex card every quarter. I think it's $84. I can go to the places that allow it, Walgreens and CVS. And
I have money on mine. I've not spent it yet.
And you can go get certain over-the-counter drugs. You can get some things like that, stuff you need. You need a cane, whatever these places have. You get $84 a quarter for that. And if you do what they tell you to do, and you get your annual medical exam,
right?
They add $50 to your flex card for that.
True. They did mine.
Yeah.
I've not spent it yet.
I haven't done that because I don't know how. That's what I need to ask Peter. But they call me and says, you need to get your wellness check. You need to do this or this thing. You need to, we'll set you up with your primary care. Well, I'm sorry,
Right.
but I've already had mine.
Yeah,
I
I've already
I
had
get
mine
3 of
too.
those a year.
Right. Right.
So
And this constant calling you, they want to send someone to your house for a wellness check. Well, I go twice a year to my regular.
well, that's what I do. That's what
You
I tell
know,
them.
it's just preventative stuff.
Yeah, and I do that, and I've got to go in there and see her anyway, so she
Yeah.
can just do all that stuff at the
She's
same
so good.
time.
I love her. Oh, but we're talking about medical costs as far as drugs. Trump announced last week a new website that he's going to be having.
Really?
It's the Trump RX
Oh
website,
God!
and it's expected to allow patients to pay in cash for certain prescription drugs. But the president he offered few details on it, so it's in the making.
So he's selling
But
drugs now.
yeah, drugs from Pfizer will be available on the Trump RX platform.
I'm confused.
The
The
pharmaceutical.
president is selling drugs.
Well, he's starting a new company called Trump RX.
Isn't that selling drugs?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
confused.
But Pfizer is going to invest an additional $70 billion in the research and development for it. But a Pfizer spokesperson told Forbes the company will be offering mostly primary care and a few specialty drugs on the Trump RX site. This includes Diavi to treat menopause symptoms,
Oh,
which would be offered at around
I
an
don't-
85%
do I
discount.
need that?
Well, other
I'm
Pfizer
feeling like a woman.
medicines. Well, the whole thing is he's going to be offering drugs, mail order prescriptions that you can buy through the mail through his new. Well, we had Obamacare, now we have Trump RX. Okay,
Whatever.
it remains to be seen what's going to happen with that. Interesting.
Okay. Tropical storm Jerry will be a hurricane probably tomorrow. Currently has 50-mile-per-hour sustained winds. It's moving west-northwesterly, 23 miles per hour. That sucker is zipping. It's down, approaching the Leeward Islands, but it's going to be turning. It's going to stay away from them. It will pass on its port side. The Leeward Islands will be on the storm's left side. As it's moving its way west-northwestward. And then it's going to continue turning towards the north and into the northeast. And that good thing is Bermuda will be spared as long as this, let me punch up the current path, as long as it stays on the current path, projected path, then Bermuda was still in the target zone, the potential, but in the anticipated, it should stay to Bermuda's east. That'll put Bermuda on the least worst side of the storm. That's a good thing.
That's very good.
This should be a hurricane by overnight tonight, tomorrow morning. So at some point in time during the day tomorrow, it should become a hurricane. Right now, it's got 50-mile-per-hour sustained winds, and we have coming up for this weekend, and the weekend begins tomorrow. As far as this is concerned, we've got a coastal storm that's going to be impacting us along the North Carolina coast. That's what we got to watch out for. There are going to be lots of heavy surf. Don't bother to get out there in it. All right, just stay. Don't be dumb. It's not where you want to be going. There's going to be high water, higher than normal. We already have a king tide going because of the full moon and other things. There's a full moon high tide. At high tides is during the full moon. 1954, on the 15th of October, there was a full moon high tide when Hurricane Hazel came ashore. Storm of the century in that century. So we don't have a hurricane. We have a coastal storm. It's just going to be nasty, messy, sloppy, windy, big waves, pounding the beaches. You probably would not want to, but some of you might get dumb. Do not go into the ocean swimming. There are rip currents up and down the beaches. They're there now. They're going to get worse. It's just, there's absolutely zero reason to challenge Mother Nature. If you think you're such a bad dude, go push against a tree or lift trees or do something. Go pick up some 500-pound weights Try to pick up your car. I don't care. Don't get in the ocean. You
Some work for at my house if somebody needs to be bad.
if you want to do,
Yeah.
you want to Lee's over there. She needs some work done for her. She needs you to pull up some trees. You can go over there and do that. Whatever. This stuff is going to continue through Sunday at least. It's going to be a sloppy weekend. In the beginning stages, beginning today or tomorrow, some rain, showers, thunderstorms are going to be associated with this system. I think during the weekend, there's a possibility we may avoid the rain. We don't know yet. We're keeping our eyes open. The National Night Out event is Saturday, beginning Saturday afternoon and lasting until about 7:30 or so Saturday evening. They'll be in the Commons, so it won't be right on the river. If it's raining, whatever's going to happen, the final decision will be made by 10 o'clock on Saturday morning, no later than. And that announcement will be published, will be made on everybody's Facebook page, including ours. So if you're looking for information, check with us. Lee will have it up there on Saturday. What else do we need to know? That's it, right?
That's just it.
Let's go to the marine forecast.
You were talking about the king tides, and National Weather Service said this morning they should all be pulling out by Monday morning. So
with
you
the
were
coastal
right
storm
there.
going away.
Yeah. So, but we did get some pictures from Steve from Emerald, and one of the
Was it on a surfboard?
No, but one of the pictures was the actual surf coming in there, and
It's way up.
Yeah, it's way up.
Yeah.
So thanks for the picture, Steve.
Yep.
Gorgeous pictures.
Yeah, they are. I don't want to go. Marine forecast, small craft advisories in effect from tonight through Sunday evening for good cause. Don't do it. Be careful.
Do it.
Offshore out to 20 nautical miles. Wind's going to be out of the southwest today, 5 to 10 knots. Seems quiet. Seas 3 to 4 feet. Very doable. However, don't. Just chill. Wait a while. Sounds and rivers a light chop. Thursday, tomorrow, northeasterly winds are going to move in overnight tonight. So if they move in a little bit early this afternoon, we'll get even sloppier. But tomorrow, for sure, northeasterly winds 20 to 25 knots, increasing to 25 to 30 in the afternoon. Gust, 35 knots, 42, 43 mile per hour winds. Seas, 5 to 8 feet, 3 to 4 near shore. You won't be able to get out there to see those 3 to 4 foot seas because the inlet's going to be rough. The sounds and rivers going to be rough, and then they're going to get very rough tomorrow. Friday, northeasterly winds 20 to 25 knots, gust up to 30, seas 6 to 9 feet, 3 to 5 near shore, sounds and rivers rough, rough, rough.
Today, showers and thunderstorms beginning this afternoon. Partly sunny with a high near 84, west wind 3 to 7 miles per hour. Tonight, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a low around 58. Thursday, mostly sunny with a high near 73. And Friday, mostly cloudy with a high near 74.
Well, you got any plans to fly anywhere?
No.
If you do, you might just want to don't count on getting there.
It's bad.
Hollywood Burbank Airport in California went without any air traffic controllers. No air traffic controllers on duty for nearly 6 hours Monday. Their arrival and departure duties were handed off to another facility in San Diego.
That's rough.
Several flight cancellations, grounded travelers, delays reached nearly 3 hours. Ouch. Ouch. Of course, Governor Newsom is blaming the president.
Of course.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said that Republicans voted to keep the government open while the Democrats voted to shut it down. The blame is everywhere, and you know what? The blame is spread everywhere, and you know what? Who's guilty? Everybody. We're the first ones who are guilty because we put these people in office and we keep putting them there.
I'm
We keep
so
putting them
tired of
there.
it. I'm so tired.
535 of them are in office, and they're making these decisions. And don't tell me that there's some to say yes and some to say no. I don't care. If you ain't got enough brass about you to convince those who are against this to say yes, then you are useless. We'll find somebody else to put in there.
You know, Rayford, I think it comes down to holding their feet to the fire. Because I think you could fill it up with all these new people once they learned where the bathroom was
Don't
and
give
was
them a
able
key.
to, they
Make them the key for a vote.
yeah.
You can't go to the bathroom until you vote.
Well,
the right way.
I just think that we need to change the way we do things.
Yes, we do.
And until then, and until some of these people take it seriously, and I've not even turned it on lately because it's this side saying it's this side's fault, vice versa. The accusations going back and forth. And when I think about all the people being furloughed right now, the people sitting at home not getting paid, people like the air traffic controllers or military or other people that are actually working and not going to get a paycheck until this is over with, that infuriates me. And do you think those congressmen and senators are really that concerned about it?
Nope.
No. Why is the House on vacation this week?
Well, I'll tell you what, if they would just stop all air traffic controllers and shut them down in Washington, no air traffic controllers can work in Washington, period.
Well, you notice, of course, the biggest problems they're having with air traffic controllers are in California.
I understand, but
Steve
if you
Collins.
stop them in Washington,
Right.
then those senators and congressmen, they'll have to catch an Uber or
Well,
hire a private
all
plane to get them home.
Who's going to be responsible if you have an air traffic controller? You know, we have Steve Collins who doesn't man his desk like he should, and we have an issue with a Boeing 737 or some big aircraft going down and people losing their lives. Who's to blame then?
The president. That's who's going to get the grief. The buck stops there.
Of course,
This thing should have been done.
He's the
And
commander-in-chief.
before we get to Steve here, I want you guys to understand, once this budget is done, once government is back in this
And it'll
lack
all
of
be
operation works most of the year, every reporter, every time it talks to you can rest assured we're going to do it. Every time we talk to our congressman, every time we talk to any of our senators, one of the first questions, how's the budget for next year looking? I'm going to start it now because that's when they need to be working on it. They don't need to wait until next September to come up with a plan.
They need to take lessons from Onslow County.
Yeah, get her done or,
That's right.
Get out. Hey, Steve, what's up?
Good morning, guys.
How are you? The weather looks good down there at the beach there. It looks pretty.
Another beautiful day in paradise.
Yeah, that's going to
Thank the
change.
Lord.
That's going to change.
Hey, even when it rains, the sun is still shining.
Oh, God, you sound like you were in the Chamber of Commerce. Get
Well,
yourself a job.
Here's how I'll prove that fact.
Above
If
the
you see
clouds,
it's
it
raining-
is.
It's right. If you can see it, no, even below the clouds. If you can see the rain, it's because the sun is shining.
Above the clouds, yes.
That's
It's shining
true.
through the
He's got a
clouds.
good point.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, if it ain't daylight, if it's daylight, the sun's shining.
it filters through the
don't
clouds
matter.
like a big old filter, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll throw that one out there. But I hope y'all enjoyed those pictures this morning.
I saw one of them, and it looked great.
I'm back on a schedule where I get to go out there in the mornings again. So I'm
Nice.
So you're not working late, or you got to get up and take kids to school?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm back to I'm not the Pop Pop's daycare now. It's Pop Pop school bus.
Yep.
And taking my older one to school and my wife to work.
There you go.
Nice. Yep. I was thinking about this whole Affordable Care Act. Obviously, it's on my mind. Like I say, I got a little bit of skin in the game, but I got to thinking about people who are really going to be impacted harshly by this. So I went and looked it up, and in America, depending on which site you go to, there's about 2 million people a year get diagnosed with cancer, and that's skin cancers. That skin cancer isn't counted in that. But you got about 2 million people to get diagnosed with cancer. I don't know how many out of that 2 million people may be getting their insurance through the Affordable Care Act, but let's just take a stab, just an arbitrary number, and say it's 5%. That's going to be 100,000 people that found out this year that they've got cancer, whose insurance potentially could be canceled come January 1st.
Mm-hmm.
My heart kind of breaks over that a little bit.
What did we do before? What did we do before Affordable Care Act was in place for the same people?
I understand what you're saying there. We're going back to where we were.
Yeah.
We're going back to where we were, but I think there's a significance over this has been the way it was for the past 12 years, and now you're taking it away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people who never had it didn't miss it, but now they had it, it's being taken away, and it's been taken away in kind of a weird way. The Affordable Care Act is still the law of the land. It has not been repealed. They're just not going to pay the bill.
They're not going to fund it. Yep.
They're just not going to fund it. It's still the law of the land. They don't have the votes to repeal the act. I mean, I don't even understand how they can do that. You know, I mean, and it does trouble me. But that's the side I thought of is there's a lot of, and that's just cancer. That's not the people with heart disease and the people with diabetes and. You know, we could get into millions of people could be affected by this who it could cause them serious health issues.
Absolutely.
It's not just a matter of, you know, and we're not saving any money. You know, they say we are, but they spent more in that one bill than all the stuff they're cutting and put together. You know, and we got a shutdown right now, and I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but I see things that are being shut down, things aren't being shut down. You know, the construction of the ballroom at the White House, somehow that's going forward. But we have to shut down airports because we don't have air traffic controllers. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I feel like I'm being sold a bag of magic beans by the current administration. You know, or that's what they're trying to sell. Anyway, I know there's not a whole lot of point to that statement.
I was going to say, what are the magic beans? I don't know that you're being sold anything. I'm just.
Well, the magic beans are is that they need to do this.
Yeah.
And why do they need to do this? You know, why do they need to defund the Affordable Care Act? For what reason? And I may be mistaken, but for the past 10 years or so, or no, not 10 years, but at least the last 8 years, they swore they had a replacement for the Affordable Care Act. It was going to be there in 2 weeks. And then in the last election cycle, Trump had a concept of a plan. And now they're cutting funding for it, and there is no plan. And I can't help but be suspect that was the plan all along. To just cut the funding, and they never had anything. They promised us for the last 8 years they had something. Mm-hmm. Y'all know, y'all seen it back in the first administration when Kayleigh McEnany came out there with what looked like a Atlanta phone book saying, we have a plan, it's right here. And it was all BS. It wasn't, they didn't have nothing. It was a lie.
I have something.
And they've lied to us for 8 years about it.
All right.
Yeah.
Lee's got something. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I understand what you're saying, Steve, but I did want to throw in there that the ballroom renovation at the White House, it is being funded by private donations, including a pledge from President Trump. So it's not costing the taxpayers any money.
Okay, that's a valid point. Still bad optics.
All right.
You know that everything else gets shut down except for his pet projects. You know, regardless of who funded them. You know, I guarantee you there's some government employees that involved in it in some way. You know, but that's neither here nor there. I guess that was a little side note, and I acknowledge your fact.
Well, it's just, you've got news stories that put it out that make you think different. Because, like, here's Yahoo News, of course, it's Yahoo. Construction of the U.S. President Donald Trump's $200 million White House ballroom expansion is continuing as planned despite the government shutdown. They don't quite tell the full story.
They don't.
That's the
but
problem.
I would imagine that if you look in other places where this government shutdown is affecting, it is stopping construction.
Oh, sure.
Oh, there's construction stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
But anyway, that's not the big picture. That's just a footnote.
I think the airlines are going to bring this whole thing to a halt. The air traffic controllers doing what they're doing is going to get our legislatures off the pot and bring on the toilet paper because they're going to have to get something done.
Well, and actually, I've heard reports, and take it with a grain of salt, that they are a group of Republican senators that are working up a proposal around the leadership, behind or against the leadership's wishes. They asked Tom Tillis about it, and he denied the group existed, but he did say that he would support the initiative if it comes forward.
I don't know whether he even knows the group exists, because he's not. Some of the folks in the Senate are not taking him into their into their circles.
Right, and I think he's I think he's kind of walking a tight line at this point too. Did you ever go back and see any of the interviews? Right?
No.
I started watching it, and I apologize. I never finished it, but it's still on my laptop. Is all I have to do is hit the go button. I
went back and watched that one again that I spoke on, and then because I pulled that up, I've seen a couple of other ones, and he in several interviews explains why he's leaving politics, what the straw that broke the camel's back was, and he doesn't throw Trump under the bus. He throws Trump's advisors under the bus.
Yeah,
he did do that.
And so to me, it's a good interview because he's not being anti-Republican. He's not being anti-Trump. He just says that he's getting some really bad information right now, and I'd have to agree with that.
Well, he told Trump that. He told Trump, "You're getting bad advice."
That's what he said.
Yes,
that's what he said. And but at any rate, I still would highly recommend going if you have time to check those interviews out. It's insightful. You get to hear the man in his own words. I know you know him personally, Rayford, and you probably could guess at what he's going to say.
We've already
talked.
But
it's worth hearing him say it in his own words, I think.
No.
But anyway, that was all I had for today.
All right.
Y'all have a blessed day.
Thanks, you too,
Take care, Steve.
Yeah, Rayford, I have got a story that I've been wanting to tell you for a week now. This happened last week. And, well, we just always run out of time. We get on these good...
Okay, we got to go. We'll see you tomorrow.
This happened last week in Arizona. This is a crazy story. It's about a 13-year-old driving drunk with an 11-year-old in the car. The incident involving a 13-year-old driving drunk and crashing a stolen vehicle.
Stole a car, got drunk, and crashed it.
It was a huge Ford F-150.
Oh, Lord.
Crashing a stolen vehicle with an 11-year-old passenger in it is a serious and tragic event. I agree. The Arizona Department of Public Safety reported that the 13-year-old girl had a blood alcohol concentration of 0.183, which is more than twice the legal limit for adults and far above the state's zero tolerance policy.
Well, yeah, there's
minors.
Zero on minors.
Yes. The crash occurred on a highway in Flagstaff, Arizona, where the driver went the wrong way, crashed the vehicle multiple times before it rolled over and landed in a tree. Both children were hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. Now, I have a lot of questions, but guess where they stole the vehicle from?
The car lot?
The Flagstaff Police Department parking lot.
Was it a police car?
No, it was like a Ford F-150. Not saying it couldn't have been a vehicle that belonged to the police department. But
did they jump start it? I mean, did they?
I have questions. They never went into all of that.
So
but first of all,
key left in it.
Doesn't say. The story never went into all that. Huh. But she rolled the vehicle. I mean, it is crazy.
Glad she had her seatbelt on.
13 years old, drunk driving with 11-year. I hope and I pray, because the story has never really updated, but I hope and I pray that the parents were charged also in this.
Well, it depends. What kind of where was she? Well, I mean, what kind of condition was she? Stay with somebody else? I don't know. Whose guardianship was she under? Who's at the time? Whether it was a relative, whoever. Parents may be on vacation. You don't know what's going on.
Well, seems like to me that maybe spanking was not instituted in that family when needed.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh! I thought that was
there'll be a problem there, and
story.
You can rest assured, 13-year-old didn't go out and get so drunk that it could blow a .18, and that's the first time at bat.
Really? And drive a vehicle that far?
13-year-old with no experience driving or drinking is not going to be able to function
River, this
with a
truck,
.18.
I have to go back and blow it up, but it looked like a Ford 250, not a F-150, but a F. Those are big trucks.
Yeah, they are.
13-year-old be driving it like that?
I've used some big 13-year-olds.
Yeah. Well, that's like, okay, I know I can hear you now. The tragic shooting that occurred this weekend in the Iberville Parish Courthouse in Louisiana, where deputies shot and killed a suspect during an exchange of gunfire. They were bringing the suspect into the courthouse. They had just arrested him. And while they were going through the process, somehow the suspect got a hold of a gun, shot and killed one deputy, and the other deputy's in critical condition.
One of them was the sheriff's son.
The sheriff's son that's in critical condition. But would you please tell me how that happened?
Well, there are possibilities because I looked at that. One, booking. How far into the booking room were they? And I know some places in the booking you go and take somebody to book them. You still got your gun on, but that's just not a good habit. When you're booking, you're up close and personal to people. When you're fingerprinting them, you're up close and personal to people. Your back's turned to them. They can reach for, and that has happened on more than one occasion. Weapons secured in a locker somewhere outside, and you're locked in. No, that would be difficult to get a gun. Now, if he had the gun on him, then somebody didn't do their job and didn't search him the way they should have searched him. There has been more than one person to walk into a jailhouse or into a booking room carrying a gun, well hidden. More than one person's made it in there. There have been police cars where they found guns stashed behind the seat, under the seat. After they've arrested a person, they take the gun off. They didn't get searched very well. They take the gun because they know they don't want that gun on them when they get into the jailhouse, because that's another charge. So
that was a crazy story. Absolutely.
That's the reason
crazy.
Police, when they first start their shift, they will search their cars. Make sure there's no dope in there. Make sure there's no guns in there. Make sure there's nothing in there. Because anybody that gets in and when they get out and you search it again and you find it hidden, it belongs to them.
Right.
By process
and
of elimination.
Hope that if you're the suspect and you've got some dope on you, you better get rid of it before you go into.
Well, that's another charge. Because the jailers will also charge you
felony.
The corrections officers will also charge you with a separate offense.
That's right.
So, and it's a felony to have it in the jail.
That's right.
Even if it was a mistake, in many counties, many jurisdictions, it becomes a felony regardless of the quantity.
Yes, absolutely. So anyway, I don't know if you watched any part of the hearings yesterday with Pam Bondi.
I was reading about it. I didn't see it, but I saw it up there, and I said, I'm not going to watch this. It's stupid versus stupid all the way around. I just Bondi, the U.S. Attorney General, she had a big old fight with this senator out of Blumenthal. He's out of Connecticut.
Oh yeah, she told him he was a liar.
Well, he opened it up first. He opened it up first, and then he said something about her. About a merger involving her former firm.
Right.
And he made some insinuations about this and questioned her credibility and questioned this and that. Well, she returned fire, called him a liar about his lying about his military activity. Okay. He actually, after he made some claims back in 2010-ish, whatever, about serving in Vietnam. No, he was not in Vietnam. He didn't serve in Vietnam. Or he served during the Vietnam era. Yeah, there's a difference. But there's so many people who say that. Yeah, I served during Vietnam. Well, you were in Vietnam? No, no, wasn't really. Never went to Vietnam, but yeah, no. So anyway, that was the contest that was going on yesterday, and. You know what it means to me? Nothing.
Well, I saw it when she said, Senator Blumenthal, I cannot believe you would accuse me of impropriety when you lied about your military service.
Forget that part.
How dare you? I'm a career prosecutor. Don't you ever challenge my integrity.
That part I don't have any problem with, except going back and pointing out some stuff that is 15 years old, back to sometime, at which he
Yes.
said, and he said, I did not mean it like that. That's the way what I said, but that's not exact. No, I didn't tell the whole story. The whole story was different.
And then the
So,
senator from
that's over
Hawaii, Hirono, she's becoming one of my favorite to watch because she's just like, "Meow." But she was questioning the closing of an investigation into Tom Holman, the allegations that were made against him about taking $50,000 cash from undercover FBI agents last year. And Bondi said there was no credible evidence of wrongdoing and shot back at her. And she said to Hirono, "You were also on video outside the White House protesting with a group where Antifa members were. Does that mean you're a member of the Antifa?" But you're right, Rayford. I watched it for a little while and I just get tired of the going.
Y'all are wasting
back
my
and
time
forth.
and my money with this.
And
You know
I'm
that?
thinking, instead of all this, instead of throwing barbs at each other, can we get the government back open again, please?
Can we, media, they're playing to you. Do you not understand
Ridiculous.
this? They're playing to you. Don't cover it. Don't carry it. Just low.
And I have a little
Let them
bit,
pay for that time. If they want that much time on TV, FaceTime, let them pay for it.
and on
sell
a
'em an ad.
personal note, just listening, it's just me. On a personal note, listening to Pam Bondi talk just grates on my nerves. She's a good person, good attorney general,
Maybe.
whatever. But it's the constant, I will punish you to the fullest extent of, I'm tired of hearing it.
Show me. Don't
Yeah.
tell me.
And
Prove it.
she's a good person, really. She just personally, on a personal note,
I
she just
don't
grates on my
mind.
nerves.
don't
I
know
had
whether
to turn
she
it
is or
off.
not. Around our area this morning, the weather.
We forgot about the weather
temperature.
spotters.
Well, we
didn't forget. We're just
we
doing
got
it
our
now.
weather team. We got a lot going on. That doesn't have to want to do weather, but just in case y'all want to know, and in the Southwest area, Randy out there this morning, one of the amateur radio operators. This was pretty consistent around the county, by the way. 64 degrees, 99% humidity, no wind at the time, and there's still no wind here, no rain. Now, Joe, our buddy there in the Swantsboro area, he had 67 degrees, the warm spot, and a 0.02 inches of rain.
Yes.
And kind of right across the river there, we got a new one of the hams from the Carteret County area.
Yes.
Ward called in from Cedar Point
Mhm.
at 71 degrees, 96% humidity, no wind, and 0.02 inches of rain as well. So he and Joe are fairly close together down there, and there was a little pop-up shower at some point in time, so they got just a trace of rain. Our buddy Lee, the other Lee,
From the swamp.
he's the swamp guy.
He's the swamp lady.
From back swamp, had 64 degrees, 99% humidity, no wind, and no rain. Dale, president of the club, and he lives out there, River Bend. He and his wife lived up the river a bit at the bend in the river. 65 degrees, 99% humidity, no rain. Our buddy here, Lady Blue, Lee. Oh, she lives over in the Northwoods area, Woodlands. 67 degrees, about the same, 94% humidity, wind, and no rain. And out here at the time, 64 degrees, 99% humidity, no wind, and no rain. And now it's up to 68 degrees, still 99% humidity here in the country club area.
Yeah.
So thanks to all of these guys here for every morning
It's
for
a
getting
fun,
up. It's interesting to a little rag chew.
it's just
sit
like,
around
it's a
and-
fun rag too in the morning.
we
I'm
just-
trying to get ready and feed the dogs, but I want to talk, and I'm like, and those
Yeah, we got missions, so we have to.
those
keep
guys
going.
get going, and I'm like, hello.
Yeah,
But
and you learn a little
really
bit about a little bit when you talk to
Yes,
them.
I
like
enjoy
this every
it.
day.
I
And
enjoy it very much.
as we know, that Joe down there in Swansboro, he and Ward together, they drive over
Yes.
to every Wednesday morning. They go what they call
Waffle
Wednesdays. So they can have breakfast over there with a bunch of other folks. So.
We haven't heard from Ken lately about
Well,
the bread.
Ken's out.
Oh, that's right.
he's
He
out of
went to
town.
Nolans.
He went to Nolans. So,
That's right. Darn.
so he'll be
I'm going
back.
to make some bread today.
We'll go make some bread.
Okay.
I'm gonna go make a sandwich, and then I got to go see the somebody that's gonna get under my skin.
I've already done mine.
Skin doctor.
So,
So
already done
see what she
mine.
says about me.
done mine.
Okay, we will see you tomorrow morning. It's Thursday. We will be checking in with our buddy Chris Miller to
Yep.
pop
He's
a top
my
with
favorite
him.
of the whole week.
Is he?
Yes.
They're all my favorites. I wish we had some more. We need
Well,
some
you
more.
know, I just love talking about high school football.
I want to know from
so forward to it.
our school superintendent. We got a lot of questions.
Yes, I had to call Jody this. I'm gonna make a note. Call
Who?
Jody. It's an inside person.
We'll just call him. You got a cell number, don't you?
He told me we're going through Jody. We'll have Jody set up everything. So
I don't do that. I go
Yeah.
straight to the horse's mouth.
I've already talked to him. This is what we agreed upon.
We'll do it. He'll
am.
be in tomorrow
I'm
then,
gonna
right?
Do it. No. Hopefully, no, I doubt it. But anyway, yeah.
Next week we got our state senator from Onslow County will be joining us, Mike Lazaro. Is that
Hopefully
correct?
this week.
This week.
Yeah, Friday.
that'll be-
Hopefully, so
It's Friday then.
I'll know for sure today.
Okay.
And
Depending on what the schedule is up there with those dingalings in Raleigh.
And just so know, next week starts early voting. It starts October 16th. That'll be Thursday, Friday of next week. And there's only in Jacksonville, the Board of Elections is the only place that will be open. I don't know if they're opening anything in Holly Ridge or these other municipalities, or if you have to come to Jacksonville. I will find out for sure.
We may have to get a couple of the candidates out of Holly Ridge back in here
Oh, yeah.
to have a chat.
Well-
Some things are coming down here that I'm a little bit
questions about some stuff that
concerned about.
that to me are concerning. If I'm voting for, if I've got somebody that's running for, like, say, county commissioner, and I look at their top contributions, and they're quite a lot, and they're from contractors. It just bothers me.
when I look at because I do, I'm a nitpicker,
Yes.
shall we say?
Yes.
And when I looked at a list, I said, punch up the addresses of these individuals. Well, one of them was a vacant piece of woodlands for an address. Another one had no address whatsoever.
Incomplete
and
address, right?
only had a first initial.
Right.
And trying to track some of these people down to verify who they are. Now I want to see the canceled checks. I want to, because it said each one of them said check.
Right.
I want to see a copy of the canceled checks.
I think that's what the state would have to do, that to request that.
I
But
can request it.
yeah. There's just, and I understand when you're running for the first time, sometimes you just don't know, but is your responsibility to take the course and understand what you can and cannot
Well, you can
do.
go to the Board of Elections in whatever county you're in, and they will provide assistance to you. I've known people that ran for office for the very first time ever, and they went down and they spent some quality time with the guy in charge of the Board of Elections, the
Right.
chairman.
Now, I'm not saying that anybody is a bad person.
No, that's beside
Not
the point.
at all, because that has nothing to do with your personality, how we feel about you personally.
But you got to do it
But
by the
Rayford,
book.
if
If you don't do it by the books or something like that, what makes me think that you can do it by the books if you're in office?
Well, think about it. Say, Mayor, say, Rayford, you were running for mayor of
Okay.
Pink Hill. Let's just throw Pink Hill in there. I
gotta
love
move.
Pink Hill. But just say that there's been a lot of contractors coming to you, to the city council, wanting to build neighborhoods and housing areas, and the people are just like, we don't want it here, we don't want it here. And so you decide you're running for mayor again, and you start taking contributions, big contributions from all these different people that are
It
contractors.
just makes me suspicious.
I don't think it's got a good look to it.
No,
Not whatsoever.
it's
But
what Steve calls optics.
we'll see how it works out.
So,
But
Tomorrow
yeah.
morning, we'll be in here. We'll have Chris Miller.
yes.
I wonder if he's going to eat crow tomorrow morning. I think he did in an article that he ran already.
Well, I was texting him Friday night because I was sending him what I could. That's a
Yeah.
lot of pressure, Rayford. He says, "Will you send me what's going?" That's a lot of pressure, because the ladies behind, what number was that? They said 4. And then I got to know 2 very well,
Yeah,
because he made 7 touchdowns. But
7 or 6.
7. I believe 7. It was 7 touchdowns. Yes, 7. And
Well, the new standings are out. The ratings, how Jacksonville ranks across the state. So
it depends on who you go to.
That's right. We'll ask Chris tomorrow. Let him tell us.
We'll get the creds.
In our world, Jacksonville is number 1.
That's right.
Period. Bottom line.
5-0, but we got to get through the next couple
Y'all want to
games.
fight about it? Bring it on. Join the Marines. You're live and local. Real talk where we're awake, not woke, and we will see you tomorrow morning. Chris is back tomorrow.
Yes, Chris will be back.
See you in the morning. Have a great rest of your day. Be safe and stay off the water.